Hey there, what is up you guys? I am Jerry and welcome back to the channel, The Chicago Griller. This is the show where I share my favorite tips, tricks, and recipes for the Weber Q. If you think that I can help you out, hit the like button and subscribe. Today I'll be sharing another recipe that I have adapted from the New York Times cooking app. And that recipe is for grilled salmon with crispy skin and a Korean pepper sauce. Come and check out my take on this dish on the grill. Today on the channel, I'm going to be grilling up 1 pound of salmon. This has been portioned off into 6-ounce portions, and the skin has been left on. So that these portions cook efficiently and evenly, take a paper towel and pat them dry. Don't forget the skin side, because patting the skin dry helps it crisp up very nicely on the grill as well. And you'll see at the end, it's really the best part. Now that this step is complete, it's time to season. We're just going to start with some kosher salt. Sprinkle on each portion to taste. Follow that up with some freshly ground pepper, also to taste. Then when satisfied, with your clean hands, pat those seasonings into the surface of your salmon portions. Then turn them over and repeat the process on the skin side. These salmon portions have now been prepped, so we can just place them aside while we prepare the grill and prepare the sauce. The grill that I'm going to be using for today's cook will be my Weber Q 2000. And as you can see, the right half of the grill grates have been replaced with a griddle. To absolutely ensure that my salmon doesn't stick to the griddle during the cooking process, I'm going to apply a thin layer of olive oil across the entire surface of the griddle. Once you're good, go ahead and shut the lid and let the grill preheat for about 10 or 15 minutes. During this time, we can head back inside and prepare our sauce. For the sauce today, I am going to prepare it in this cute little Lodge cast iron saucepan. It's a very thoughtful wedding shower gift from my Aunt Diane. And the first thing I'm going to add to this mini saucepan is some gochuGaru Korean style red pepper flakes. There's not really a good Western style substitute for this, so hopefully you could find it in stores near you. Otherwise, I guess there's always Amazon. Add 2 tablespoons to your saucepan. Next up, something sweet. The original New York Times recipe uses maple syrup, but I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of honey. And this honey has clumped a little bit in its container, but that's not a big deal. But let's also try not to waste any of this good stuff. And now we're going to go ahead and follow this up with 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar. Grab a set of chopsticks or a fork and whisk all these ingredients together. As you can see, the liquid in the vinegar really helped break up the clumps of honey, and the sauce is coming along nicely. There is one more ingredient to finish this sauce off, but we'll get to that out on the grill. Speaking of which, back here on my patio, this Weber Q 2000 has been preheating for the past 15 minutes. Go ahead and turn your gas knob to medium, and when you're ready, lay your salmon portions skin side down directly on the griddle. You might see the salmon immediately contract when they hit the hot plate, but that's perfectly normal. Once they're securely on board, just shut the lid and let these cook skin side down for about 4 to 5 minutes on that first side. After about 4 or 5 minutes, it's time to check on our salmon. As the salmon cooks, you'll see the flesh start to turn a little pink. However, they still have a ways to go. As you see, they're quite wobbly when I press on them. That said, the skin side should be pretty good. We like it crispy, but not overly so we want to turn these salmon portions over. And as you can see, when I carefully turn these portions over, the skin is intact and have really browned up and crisped up very nicely on my griddle. It's a shame that we so frequently discard the skin, but if you take a closer look here, you'll see how golden crispy and delicious this looks. It's truly one of the best parts of this dish. Anyways, all our salmon portions are now fleshed down on the griddle, so let's shut the lid and finish this cook. So after about 4 or 5 more minutes, for a total of 8 to 10 minutes of total cook time, your salmon portions should be done. If you have access to the New York Times cooking app, it does say you only need 2 minutes on the flesh side, but I have never found that to be enough time. You want your salmon to be firm and not wobbly when you pull them off. And that's exactly how these salmon portions have turned out. Now, a couple of notes as I pull these portions off the grill. First, you'll notice a lot of white protein leaking out of my salmon. That's normal. It's just a lot more noticeable with this direct grilling style because the heat causes the fish to rapidly contract, which squeezes out more of this protein. The second thing of note is at some point in this cook, my burners blew out. But fortunately, it does not seem to have affected the cook time on my salmon. It will, however, affect the crispiness of my fried rice, which we're now about to prepare. So, do you see all this leftover fish oil and grease on the griddle? Yeah, we're going to use this to flavor our rice. So go ahead and add about 1 cup of cooked rice to your griddle. Press down, forming a rice pancake, because you want as much of this rice to crisp up as much as possible. Once satisfied, cook the rice on that first side for about 5 minutes at a medium heat. And after 5 minutes, let's go turn our rice over. You don't need to flip the rice in one giant formed pancake, but do make sure you turn over most, if not all, of the rice. Now, as I mentioned, my grill did blow out earlier, so I did have to restart it. But because of that, my rice did not crisp up as much as I would like. But it still got some nice color, so I'll deal with it. This rice will still be plenty soft and crunchy, yet chewy. Just give the rice about a minute or 2 on that second side. Now, before I pull this rice off the grill, I'm going to place that cast iron saucepan on the other half of my grill. This will heat up the gochuGaru sauce and slowly reduce it. I'll just give this a quick stir to make sure the honey hasn't re-clumped again. And now I will pull all the rice off of the grill. Separate this out into however many portions you need to feed. And now, because this saucepan was placed on the grill cold, I need to shut the lid and let this heat up for about a minute. 1 minute is all you need because you don't want this sauce to burn. You just want it to bubble and reduce a little bit. And once it starts doing that, we're going to add about 1 to 2 tablespoons of butter. As it starts melting into that sauce, grab a pair of chopsticks or a fork and really mix that in there and thicken that sauce up. Once your sauce is looking smooth and consistent and not sticky, it's ready to come on off. This is the perfect consistency, so let's head on inside and assemble our dish. So here on a shallow dinner plate, I have a portion of fried rice, and I'm going to go ahead and lay down one of my salmon portions on top of this rice. Then to finish this dish off, you're going to take your gochuGaru Korean red pepper sauce and drizzle as much or as little of it as you like on your salmon portion. This sauce is really good, so I encourage you to go a little bit on the heavier side. And that's it. That's my version of grilled salmon with crispy skin, adapted for the Weber Q. Like I said before, don't forget to eat the skin. It's the best part. It's crunchy, and with the rice, it's chewy, delicious, and a melt in your mouth bite. If you give this recipe a try, let me know how it turns out for you. Thank you very much for watching as always. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all again next time. Bye!